we're live now. So, welcome everybody to session 6 of Gray Skies and Electric Light, my MYFAROG campaign using the Coming rule set. It's been a little while since we've been able to get together to continue, but we're back together and we're gonna move forward. So, to recap last session, Sergeant Soleil and Officer Springs had returned to they'd returned to the station. Sorry, I couldn't find the word there, so pardon me. They returned to the station after going through a very traumatic experience in executing some political dissidents. And their superior, Lieutenant Mayers, Avery Mayers, had obviously had seen the the damage that had been done to them mentally, and they had put them on administrative leave so that they could recover. And not long after they had finished their meeting, they came across a young woman who was crying, like laying next to a dumpster. And when they approached her, she seemed very defensive and apprehensive, but they eventually got her to settle down, and they brought her to Soleil's residence so they could talk things over and figure out what was going on. She had given them quite a few details. I can't remember some of them off the top of my head, and that's my fault. It's been a while, but she had. Sorry, I'm trying to find the words.
I feel like she had some sort of floppy disk or something like that was
she had
really important.
She had like a flash drive that, though I think she gave that to them a little later on, but I can't remember off the top. But anyway, they were kind of having their discussion, and she'd given them some very unusual details, ultimately culminating to them realizing that Soleil's apartment was bugged. They found a hidden camera somewhere in the room, so they fled the apartment, and they had sought refuge in an abandoned warehouse, like somewhere in the city. And at some point, they had returned to the station. Ronald went in to kind of get some details about a couple of things. But they found out that the two of them, they are being monitored by the station. They also found a file on the woman that they had taken in. They'd found out that her name is Charlotte, and that she is being wanted for desertion and treason. And so they return to the warehouse, and they have a look at like what's on the flash drive. The one thing that they look at is I believe it was a document that basically confirmed that the riot that took place at the Citadel was planned in advance. It was essentially an inside job to round up political dissidents. There were a couple other documents on there, but they didn't look at them at the time. And since it would not be 100% safe for them to return to either of their places of residence, they decided to camp out at this warehouse. So they believe they went out to like a store, and they kind of just bought some camping equipment and made a living space for them there. And when they went to bed, all of them had a very strange dream. They saw some sort of creature that had, let's see, they saw a creature that had 3 heads, the head of a bull, a second of a man, and the third like a ram with a serpent's tail. Now, they all saw that creature, but Charlotte in particular, this creature spoke to them and said to her, "You will pay for breaking your oath." And that is where we ended it the last time. So, it's now the morning, and I'd say it's probably it's a bit overcast right now. It's a bit of a chilly morning. I'd say it's about in the mid 50s. It kind of maybe rained a little bit overnight, and there's a little bit of a breeze. So I suppose we should, we will turn it over to Charlotte if she is available, and see what she does.
So I'm pretty much just going to wake up screaming and kind of scutter myself into the closest corner. And she's going to look extremely panicked.
I feel like this would probably startle Ron. He's probably had a rough night, and he's probably just started to nod off as dawn broke, and then he heard Charlotte scream, so that woke him right back up.
And what of Sergeant Soleil, or Sergeant Greiser, rather?
I'm not sure. I guess I'm just gonna be on edge, but keeping it professional.
Okay. So you manage to you keep your cool as you kind of wake up. your companion that you'd kind of rescued off the street is in hysterics right now, and obviously that you know woke you from your slumbers. So
Yeah. So they will just kind of assess the situation, and she'll probably. So, is Ron also up?
yes, he was also startled awake, which
All right.
um,
Officer Springs, mind checking the perimeter? And then I will go up to Charlotte and ask, "What's wrong? Are you okay?"
No, I need to get out of here.
Are we in danger?
I believe so. At least I am.
We'll make sure no harm comes to you. Do you know what's going on?
I have an idea, but I don't feel comfortable talking about it.
All right. Just so you know, we're only here to help. All right. So, what can we do now to make this situation safer?
I need to get out of here. I need to not look like myself. Can you help me do that?
Well, I suppose back at my apartment I have a makeup kit. Stage makeup, so it can really change the appearance of someone's face.
That would be amazing.
Might even have a couple of wigs.
Ooh. Yeah, that would greatly help. I need to look as far from myself as I can.
all right. So uh, so for Officer Spring, you said that he really didn't sleep all that well during the night.
Yeah, I don't think you probably slept all that well.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the tired condition, so that's gonna be a -1 to all of your
Absolutely. Yep.
skills, and you
I'll
cannot
take that
dash.
too. Why not?
What's up?
I'll take that too.
All right, sounds
Yeah,
good.
I feel like us as officers we're used to like, you know, cushy beds and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
been like a day or
you're
two.
probably used to your cushy beds. You probably have some sort of like device that like makes your room as cozy as possible.
Optimal, exactly. Yeah,
Which
Ronald's definitely missing his super bed.
is it can't just be a regular mattress. It's got to be a smart mattress or something. But yeah, now that
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, Ronald here. I guess Soleil wanted him to check the perimeter, so he'll kind of stretch a little bit and start scanning around. But sorry to interrupt you there, Jeremy.
no, that's all right. Like I didn't really have too much to say. So you're gonna go out. You probably have you never turned in your firearm, did you? Right? I'm pretty sure you didn't.
I did not
Neither of
turn in
us
my
did.
firearm. No, but I did hand my pistol over to Charlotte, I believe. So I
He
don't
gave
think
it
she
back,
ever
sir.
gave it. You gave it back? Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'll
I
take
did.
that and I'll check the perimeter with that.
All right. So yeah, you go out. You spend probably the next 10 to 20 minutes, you know, circling around the perimeter of the warehouse. You don't see anybody. You just kind of hear the hustle and bustle of Unity City, and just like the 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 wind just kind of blowing in your ears and whatnot, but you don't see anybody around. It's just kind of very it's pretty well deserted.
Okay, I think Rod's gonna, towards the end of his kind of scanning the area, he'll probably slow down and start heading back towards the group, but he'll stop and he'll notice like a little seedling sprout that's kind of popped up through some of the asphalt nearby, and he'll have like a moment he's never had before in his whole life, which is probably like a bit of, peace and content that wasn't really artificially induced, and it'll kind of make him think that he's really onto something. And
Yeah,
there probably is more to the Unity City than that's kind of been fed to him his whole life.
yeah, it's something that you really don't see like out like in the city that much, is seeing nature kind of reclaiming its territory. Whereas if you were to walk around Unity City, you don't really see too much like vegetation growing out of like the asphalt or anything. Really, the only plants that you see outside of like the small like parks that are scattered across the city are just like they got trees like on like all like the streets, and they're all palm trees because it's like vaporwave, and you got to have palm trees when you got vaporwave going on.
Very true.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So you kind of have that moment that of something that's something that's I guess you have your little moment looking at the little like sapling of sorts, and you head back into the warehouse to report.
Yeah, I'll basically, I guess, arrive at the end of their conversation, and I'll just report to Sergeant that I didn't really see anything. It's pretty quiet out there. Not a person, not a sound, not an animal, nothing out there. But I guess the question is, where do we really go from here? Do we want to stay here, or do we want to try and get somewhere safer?
Charlotte says she believes she's in danger. And she believes that how we can keep her safe is if we can alter her appearance. So I believe I have some disguise or some costume equipment back at my apartment. So if we were to head there, we could pick that up.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Is there any other supplies that we can think of that we need, or?
Facts would be nice, but those are hard to come by, it seems.
I agree. And I don't really know who we can reach out to. I'm still hesitant to reach out to Hector, especially this early. He's probably the only one that I actually know in the department besides... Well, we haven't heard from Horace, so I'll just say that Hector's really the only one I can trust remotely, but I don't even know if we can trust him, so... I know he's kind of going through that cyborg program. Perhaps there's a way we could tap into that, but I don't know if... I don't know the first thing really about cyber technology.
Right. Are you
All right.
Are you available, Charlotte?
Yes.
Okay. I just didn't know if you had anything to add in and you were busy with the baby. So,
Nope.
okay. So, did Ronald bring his car, or did he just leave it as is and he just took his laptop?
I think it would be relatively nearby,
Okay, so you at least
within
have
walking distance. It would
you
be
at
easy
least
to
have
get to it. Yeah.
you at least have your vehicle for all of you to get around in. So
I mean, we could drop you guys off. You can get the disguises. I can see if I can drop by my local computer parts store and see if they know anything about cybernetics, and then I can come back and we can try and find somewhere safer to relocate that's a little more comfortable.
What specifically is your plan for the cybernetics?
If there's a way we can hack into Hector or try and at least upload something into Hector and see if we can, at least let him logically think through the processes that he's going through, we can maybe have a better chance of, bringing him over to our side. But again, that's still a long shot. I'm not entirely sure we can even do that.
Well, I guess myself and Charlotte will head over to my apartment. Assuming that's fine with you, and I'll turn to her.
Absolutely.
All right. And as I recall, we did actually walk to the warehouse, so we'd have to walk back.
yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah. You
Okay.
walked to the warehouse. I believe it was an hour's walk or something?
Yeah, probably.
Charlotte's definitely going to be on edge the whole time, and stay very, very close.
Okay. So you're going to so the two of you are going to be walking your way back to back to I can't find my words today. Back to Sergeant Greiser's apartment, and probably Charlotte is probably right up against you. It's probably a bit closer than Sergeant Greiser is comfortable with, but she probably, I imagine she probably keeps it together, with her, she's probably dealt with worse, so. But as you're kind of making your way through the city, as you walk past a this kind of like a convenience store, a very kind of somewhat disheveled looking man with a lot of cybernetic looking implants on him just kind of jumps out in front of you, not in like a hostile kind of way, but just you see he just has this weird kind of crazed look on his face.
Interesting. Can I help you, sir?
My name is Boo Boo Ba Boop.
Really?
What was that?
My name is.
No, I heard that. I just Stacy said something, I think.
She's just a little laugh.
Yeah.
I guess Ron's gonna mutter to Soleil under his breath. You're gonna be like techno freak, but he's gonna be like, nice implants. Boo Boo Baba, you said?
Boo Boo Ba Boop.
Boo Boo Ba Boop. Are those registered implants?
Implants? What do you mean? I'm a robot. These are just my limbs.
Ron's gonna kind of look him over and he'll be like, interesting. Where
Can
do
I
you
roll
get your work
world
done?
lore to see if robots like of this kind are actually a thing?
Yeah. Real world lore.
All right. I got a 14.
You would know that it's kind of a very somewhat of a common thing in Unity City is people, kind of getting like cybernetic implants put in their body to kind of make themselves, either make themselves more unique or if they have like a more practical use. So these are just, they're almost kind of like tattoos in a way that some people just kind of get to make them either make their eyes like glow, or they can like make themselves grow to unnatural heights, kind of like hydraulics or something. But
robots of this kind are not really heard of.
They do exist, but this person that you see is definitely a human, but they seem to be under some delusion that they are a robot.
Boo Boo Ba Boop, do you remember where your factory where you were made is or was? Just kind of playing along with his delusion.
Factory 5, Batch 6.
Factory 5, Batch 6. Can you take us there?
Yes.
Ron's just gonna smile over at Soleil and he's gonna be like, all right, lead the way.
And
Sure.
Boop Boop Bob Boop just kind of starts walking down the sidewalk in a almost like comically like rigid walk, like most like actual robots, they like in this day and age they walk very naturally, like very much like a human would, but he's just like walking in a comically just kind of like jerky way, and he's also making noises going ee ooh, ee ooh, as he walks.
Charlotte's not gonna follow, but she is gonna she's swallowing back a lot of panic and she's just looking in total confusion at what's in front of her right now.
Ron's gonna basically whisper to Soleil, be like, I don't know if you guys want to follow this. This might be a total goose chase, but I'll hunt this lead down if you guys want to grab a disguise for Charlotte.
Sure, yeah. And we'll just part ways, I think.
Ron will hand his car keys over, and he'll be like, "Yeah, meet me back at this convenience store when you guys are done."
All right.
All right.
And then, are Ron's house keys also on them, or his apartment keys?
Yeah, they'd probably be on the same thing, and you would know where Ron lives as well. So
Yeah, because I had the idea of because I don't think we packed like regular clothes because I think we're still in our uniforms, and it may be wise to have street clothes just in case we're being looked for.
that's smart thinking. Yeah, if you guys want to grab that, just keep in mind that my apartment's booked as well. Just
Yeah.
be careful.
All right. So Ron is just gonna kind of follow around this crazy person who thinks they're a robot, and Sergeant Greiser and Charlotte are gonna go put on a disguise, more or less.
We want to make it difficult on you and split the party.
I mean, that's up to you. I mean, if anything, I'd probably just focus mainly on Charlotte and Sergeant Greiser for the moment.
All right, all right. I'll keep in mind that he's hanging around this convenience store if we need to talk to him later. So
Okay.
that's probably safe. I'll stick with them for safety reasons. There's no real reason for us to track him down at this moment.
So you're just gonna go along with them.
Yeah, I'll have a second thought and be like, why am I following around this guy? He's walking so slow down
Yeah,
this
and
road. He's
I mean,
just clearly wasting my time. So
pretty much just as you kind of come to that conclusion, the guy just kind of stops dead and just like snaps his head at like a nearby palm tree, and he just goes, "Rah! I hate plants," and just starts violently shaking the palm tree.
Ron's just gonna watch this kind of craziness and just slowly back away, and then he's gonna kind of run in the direction of Soleil and be like, "Yeah, I changed my mind. Let's just stick together."
good idea.
That's hilarious, though.
All right, so after you guys decide to go at it, all together, so you all pile into Officer Spring's personal vehicle and make your way over to. You're going to Sergeant Greiser's home first?
Yes.
Okay, so just kind of just to kind of imagine just like what kind of music do you think Ron just kind of like has on his stereo at the moment? Because I imagine.
Oh, I don't even know.
Either he's got like his music like playing on his like from his phone, or just like he's like tuned into some radio station. But it's like,
Yeah, I think Ron would be the kind of person to listen to the radio and try and listen to every kind of info source that he can for his job. So it probably wouldn't not have changed much. So he'll be listening, trying to hear if there's any info on any craziness in the city.
Okay. Yeah, most of the stuff that you hear on the radio is just kind of the usual like news reporter just absolutely beating the crap out of the event that's going on in the at the Citadel. This is like absolute just outrage. It's like, how could this happen? How could these people like exist? How could these people just like oppose our amazing government? It's like our perfect world, and these people want to tear it down. Just a lot of just a lot of fear mongering and whatnot.
Charlotte looks completely pissed off.
Anything troubling you?
Yeah, can you turn that off? I
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to that right now.
Yeah. I'll just see if I can find like a nice radio station, like see if there's anything remotely calming or happy playing.
She's just gonna nod and just kind of stare blankly out the window.
All right, so you probably reached for like the dial, or it would probably be actually it'd probably just be like a touch screen. It would be a touch screen because why would you have anything necessarily analog on a future world? But you just kind of pick probably one of the first radio stations you can find. It's kind of like probably just some instrumental, just like synth wave kind of stuff going on. It just sounds kind of like video game music in a way, from like the 90s or something, the early 90s. But it's
Sort of like binatural beats getting blasted in the background just to calm you down.
yeah.
That'll work.
But that's just kind of like what's kind of going on, like as you like along the way, like while you head down to Sergeant Greiser's living quarters.
Did you want me to stay down here and keep the car running, or did you want me to come up just for safety reasons?
I mean, I think you can come up. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So we're at Soleil's apartment, right?
Yes. You've
All right. So
the apartment
I'll
complex.
just go in there, and the first thing I'm going to check is I'm going to make sure that the bug that we found is still, well, that there's not another one in its place.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
All right. Seven.
You are unable to. you were unable to see any. You're unable to see or find any bugs or any further bugs. So you, as far as you know, like you are probably safe.
All right. Um, in that case, I will go grab what I came for, which is the makeup kit, any wigs I might have, and just like probably 2 outfits worth of work clothes.
All right. So
And then I'll also probably ask Charlotte if she wants to borrow any clothing.
Yes, please.
all right. So I'm gonna have Charlotte make a roll. Would it be acting? Maybe just to kind of see like. No, well, we I would be. It would be. Wouldn't it be? Would Soleil be like applying like any sort of makeup since she kind of has that sort of experience to her?
Probably, yeah.
Would it be
So
maybe?
what role would that be?
So I'm trying to think of like which one would make the most sense. Would it be maybe like
Crafts, maybe,
crafts?
but that might not be. I mean, that would. I would say that would make sense, but let me just triple check the book.
There's not a disguise one, so
I mean, it could be just trickery. That also could be
oh
the.
yeah, trickery.
Let's roll. Yeah, make it. Yeah, roll trickery for me.
All right.
Because you're attempting to deceive somebody. You know,
Yeah.
that makes sense to me.
6.
It's been a little while since you took part in any theater, so your makeup applying skills are a bit rusty. So you don't.
Ron's just sitting back watching her apply all this makeup, and at the end, he's like, "Wow, she looks much better, but she still looks exactly like Charlotte."
Haha, yeah. In that case, I'll see. Could I make a roll to see if I have some more advanced disguise equipment that might not necessarily be found in every stage makeup kit?
Yeah, go for it.
What would that be?
Foraging.
Okay. That's gonna be an 8. I'm not doing too well.
Yeah, you kind of like dig through your little wardrobe and you think you might have like had maybe some probably just like some realistic like masks that you could put on, but then you kind of think that maybe you kind of you maybe like left them at like the theater that you perform at, so that wouldn't be readily available to you.
Can I try my own hand at it?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh God, I did worse. 3.
Yeah, you yeah, you try to like see if you can kind of like fix the makeup, but you just kind of succeed at mostly just kind of like smearing around, and you kind of just look like almost like a clown at some like to some degree, but you're still very much recognizable like as yourself. Just it's just like you, but you're just kind of like wearing some weird clown makeup.
Okay. How about we start over? Can I shave my head and just try to look as masculine as possible?
Ron's just looking at Charlotte. He's gonna be like, "Your blending is impeccable, but it's not very gray man of you."
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, then you can. If I mean, of course, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think. I don't think. Sergeant Greiser has any clippers on hand, but probably some scissors.
Yeah, probably not.
But probably some scissors.
okay. Well, that'll get me somewhere. Does Ron have clippers?
I got this. He pulls out like a boot knife. I don't think it'll do very well though.
No, I mean when we get to your apartment.
Oh yeah, I've got scissors and clippers there. Sorry.
I mean, if
Ron,
you
Ron
want to
just looks very
scout me.
embarrassed that he was. Ron was very embarrassed that he was just like not thinking rationally and just giving you very
Well,
straightforward answers. But
depending how
uh,
sharp it is, that might shave fairly well.
he just kind of puts it back in its holster or its little sheath, and he looks at a sergeant. And he's gonna be like, "Do you have all the makeup that you need? We can get going now." He says as he looks very embarrassed.
Yeah, we can get going now.
You
Perfect.
tried.
So I guess we'll drive to Ron's apartment,
Yeah, exactly.
and then I think only one of us should go in because that one's probably bugged too. So maybe it's best if Ron, if you go in and you just grab your clothes and then a razor or scissors, and then just get out of there. Act as casual as possible.
Sounds good.
All right. So after the two of you really just kind of botched, trying to transform Soleil, or not Soleil, Charlotte at the at her place, you go to, it wouldn't necessarily be plan B, but kind of, you at least kind of just like got some clothes and some wigs, if